Welcome, everybody, to the Gorilla Booking Podcast with these four guys and not one quarter zip in sight, because we are going to talk about the fall of War Games, the greatness that was one match on Monday Night Raw. And the fact is that is WWE going to start hitting the slump? Are we over the plateau and going down the hill? But frankly, let's talk to our guests tonight. First off, let's start with my co-host, Server Error 405. How are you tonight?
I'm good. Let's get it.
Let's get it. And then we have the dirty, reigning, defending, new Intercontinental Champion again, Dirty Dre. What's going on?
Yeah, what up, big dog? You know, we got the belt back from that bitch ass motherfucker John Cena. We up.
That's right. And you got it back with a low blow from Liv Morgan. And then finally, the man who hosts DWE and has his own predictions that is not picked to push. That is DJ. What's going on, DJ?
That's all I gotta say. 1-1, 11 days until John Cena's last match.
Yes. 11 days in DC, and you're actually going there, aren't you?
Yep. I will be there.
You get to watch Cena's last match.
Keep that ticket.
Yeah. That ticket's going to be worth something.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, we're going to talk about the War Games and how that was absolutely, possibly the second worst pay-per-view that WWE has ever put on this year.
Oh, I thought you meant all time.
No,
that's a bad one.
Really does take the case.
There are so much, like, Survivor Series wasn't great, but there has been far worse pay-per-views that Vince had when he was in control. Like, do I need an example for Crown Jewel?
I'm talking this year alone.
Oh, this year? Yeah, I'd say so.
Like
this year alone, it was one of the worst.
Yeah. Was it worse? Was it worse than WrestlePalooza?
It won A, 1B, in my opinion.
Kind of, just for the fact that War Games matches are supposed to be like, that's the selling point. And they both were just really bad. Like, it was just, I don't want to necessarily say it was bad. It was bad for me in a sense that, like, they were just so bland. Bland, and it's like watching it's like watching a television show. Or it's like watching a movie, right? And it has all the fucking curse words you could fucking see, right?
Like,
and then it goes to TV, and then it's all fucking. Go ahead, Drake. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, bro. Just the best part of the match is
the women's one just didn't feel like a War Games because it felt they were so limited with weapons. Like, there was no tables, no chairs. It was just trash cans and candlesticks.
Bro.
And then
the usual WWE stuff.
Yeah, and then
the first and foremost prevalent thing that you saw at this War Games is that there was no cages. Yeah, the only thing that was there, they all had entrances, and frankly, that actually hurt them more than it helped them, because you got to watch Lash Legend walk out as the last contestant and absolutely get no pop.
Well, I think they tried to go back to the original routes of the original War Games, because in the original War Games there were no cages. You had to just run. Everybody ran out to the ring whenever they were called.
Yeah.
And the original.
Back in the day.
Hold on a second. The original War Games, they were on the outside and they would come in one by one. They were all there at once.
I didn't know
they were outside of the ring, like they
outside
weren't
of the cage.
They were just like lumberjack style.
Right. They didn't come out like one by one in the, they didn't have an entrance or nothing. They were just come out all together.
They did.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. That's where it was actually, meant something. Now it's like they actually had a roof on top of the fucking cage. Now it's like the big spot is, let's put a trash can over me and jump off the top of the fucking, who gives a shit? She did that already. Like, it's not that big of a deal.
Every single time. Yeah. She's done every single time.
Every single time she's been in it the last 3 times now.
Yeah, it's like every time, like, that's the big spot. Like, if you watch Blood and Guts, like, that was literally looked like people were fighting each other. They were angry with each other.
And that was, because that's the thing about it. It's just, it felt more like an actual war, and we didn't really feel that. And going back to what you said earlier with Lash Legend, I think what they tried to do was obviously make her the spotlight and highlight, because they definitely have big plans for her. The issue, though, is that what you just said was definitely the big problem, was that they came out with entrances instead of a cage. Now, to some extent, I could definitely understand why it didn't do that, because having Brock Lesnar inside that cage, yeah, having the other men that were going to be in there, they wouldn't even get the fuck out of that cage. But still, it really was confusing that we had just entrances alone. Just have be
I
the
mean, you
whole
could have set it up
point for it.
storyline wise that Brock just didn't show the hell up, and then like Paul Heyman has to go in the back to go get him
Yeah,
type stuff, and then he comes
yeah,
out in the entrance style and not in the cage with the rest of them, which kind of causes like the heel turmoil. But
like they did with
I
Randy
mean,
last 2 years ago.
yeah,
Like,
exactly. And you can set it up. There was so much better ways to set it up and handle the situation that happened at War Games. I mean, there were some really great moments. There were some moments in the Survivor Series that, the Cena Dom match was absolutely a show
Yeah.
stealer.
Yeah,
Like
no
that
shit.
was it. Like that was
That was
everything
great.
worth the pay-per-view
That
that
was
it could
great.
be, but everything else around it just drug that down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
But-
that match itself not only was good for Dom, but it really showcased. Like I feel like Cena went out of his
That
way
should
to
have been
re-
the last
like,
match. That
like
should
out
have
of
been.
his way to not only put over
No.
Dom, like so he went out of his way to not only put
We'll
over
get to that.
Dom,
I
but
was
to
trying to
put
segue.
every like he went
Yeah.
out of his way not only put over Dom, but to put every single member of the Judgment Day over, especially the women, putting Roxanne, Raquel, and Liv Morgan all over.
I think moving forward, WWE just needs to just drop War Games, because outside of the fact they've had most of the same people in it the last few years, like it's not like how Hell in a Cell used to be, where it's like Drew and Punk, like their Hell in a Cell was like really good. That was like one of the better ones over the last few years. So it's like with the War Games, it's kind of like the team aspect, like it's the build up. They got to settle the score. It didn't
I
feel
like
that
the
way.
original. I like the original Survivor Series when you got your 5-on-5. That's what I like.
That's what made them popular. Was
Color
off of
Wars.
that.
I always
Yeah,
loved the Color
yeah, I
Wars.
love
That-
Brand Warfare.
That's what made
It's the best shit
no
ever.
fuck that shit. I hated Raw versus SmackDown and
Yeah,
always
great.
will.
Dude, no,
shitting me?
because the NXT
You gotta
one
go
was
back.
one of the best
That was
ones.
one of the better ones.
The NXT one was one of the ones, and then the first one where they
no.
had Batista, Rey Mysterio, and all of them fighting Kane,
No,
Big Show, and
no,
Shawn
it
Michaels
is
and shit.
no,
You
it is
shit,
not
that was the
because-
shit.
No, it is not. Look, it is not because of 2005. It is not because of 2016 or 2017. It is because of 2018, 2020, and 2021. Why I hate Raw versus SmackDown for Survivor Series, because Vince McMahon really ruined those for me, especially 2018 when he had Raw just clean sweep SmackDown the whole show.
Yeah, but
That
Raw
is
was stacked. Raw was
That
stacked.
really, bro, you had SmackDown stacked too, and they
Not
couldn't get a
compared to
single
Raw, though,
victory.
bro. They had Raw had the Shield, and
victory.
they had Braun Strowman. They literally couldn't do shit with them. They went on
It's not
SmackDown
just
and
that.
dog
It's the
walked
fucking
them.
teams that you had. It's the people you had on SmackDown. You had Daniel Bryan. You had Shinsuke Nakamura. You had the Bar. Like, and you even had all the people that were on SmackDown. And
No,
they
but you
couldn't get a
can't
victory?
put them up against the Shield and Braun Strowman and be like, all right, cool, you're gonna look good against them. No, they're gonna
But
fucking
that
dog
isn't
walk
good enough
you.
for me, because again, the fact that they had that whole assumption with the fact that SmackDown couldn't beat Raw, it really hurt SmackDown, and that's why I get tiresome whenever they kept doing Raw versus SmackDown. That's why War Games to me felt like a new blessing in disguise until they started to try and ruin that shit as well. It felt good in NXT. It felt
I
good
loved
in
it when it was an
WWE.
NXT. I loved War Games when it was an
Yeah.
NXT
Yeah.
pay-per-view.
Yes.
I think that's when it actually shined its most.
Yeah.
Undisputed Era,
For
bro.
the newer
what-
version, yeah.
Yeah.
For the newer version.
Yeah, like I know people, like I know it had the Undisputed Era the whole time, pretty much in damn near all of them
Oh,
except
baby.
2021, where it was NXT, where it was Team Black and Gold versus NXT 2.0. But they felt like actual
That
war
was one of
games,
my
like
favorites.
actual war. Yeah, I love the team. I love the Team Black and Gold.
My
versus
favorite
2.0.
was the Undisputed Era versus For the Brand. That was the shit. That was my shit.
My favorite
Love
is
that
20,
one.
20 My favorite is 2018, the one with Undisputed Era versus like
Joe, what do you-
Ricochet,
the
and
dramatic
the War
close-up?
Raiders.
The dynamic thing. Hold on. How does that work?
That
I
shit
think I
zoomed
think,
in on
I
I
me.
think
do
you
that.
clicked. I think you clicked something in the Zoom things.
Zoom.
I did
He
that.
zoomed in. He zoomed in on Zoom.
He's definitely.
Yeah, I don't know
zoomed
how
in.
I did that. That was weird as
Yeah,
fuck.
that's
Clean.
It happened
But
earlier. You didn't notice
Speaking
it,
of
though.
zooming
It
in, man,
moved
let's
up.
zoom in. Let's zoom in to Monday Night Raw, bro. Can we talk about one of the best promos that got cut in a
Bro,
while?
Braun Breaker's promo, yes.
Oh my god, bro! Me and
It-
Server, we talked about it in
Yeah.
in your
I was there
in,
for
in
it.
the server you were in. And look,
Yeah.
you definitely have a good valid point that Braun Breaker doesn't cut that much promos.
Yeah.
And NXT obviously he did because he was like
Yeah.
the top guy on NXT. But on the main roster, yeah, he really hasn't really cut much. But throughout his entire career, that was the best promo he's cut because first off, it felt fresh. It felt
Yeah.
new, Because the one thing I've been sick and tired of is the same constant promos from just like different people. This felt new and genuine, like actual pure
Yeah,
passion.
it felt like he stood out on his own in this one,
Exactly.
and Paul took a back seat. Paul and everybody took the back
Paul,
seat.
yeah,
They let him
Paul
have
did not,
freedom reign, and he went out there and he cut a fucking bro. I want him to win the belt now. I actually want him
Same.
to
I
beat
want him
Punk.
to win the title.
I've
I
been
want
wanting him
beat
to
Punk.
win the title for a good
He's
minute.
a fucking
I like
beast.
Like I want to win the title not just because of that promo, but also because I said it earlier in the VC, and I'll say it again. We badly need new stars to get called up, especially younger stars, because right now the main event scene is a whole lot of people that are in like their late 30s, 40s, and 50s. They aren't going to be there for that long. They're going to retire very soon, be out of WWE. And when they're gone, like Roman, Cody, Punk, Seth, LA Knight, and many other people, even the Usos, you won't have any more people to fill in if you don't build up these younger stars.
Yeah.
And Braun Breaker, to me, is the lead in charge of all of it.
Yeah, him and Dom are like at the forefront of this shit, dog. Like
Braun
they're
and
really
Dom,
pushing that
definitely,
shit, bro.
I think the thing is, like, I basically saying in the server that, there wasn't a lot to pick from, in his career, but it was a really good promo. He reminded me a lot of Scott Steiner.
Yes, he
in
did.
a sense.
Well, he did the Steiner math. The other
He's
good
done
promo
that
he did
before.
was a
He's done it
pre-show. It was a
before.
pre-show promo.
For WrestleMania.
It was a pre-show promo
Yeah,
for
I remember
WrestleMania,
that.
and he did
But
the
he
Steiner
also,
math
but he also
promo.
did the one. He also did the one where he was talking about how old CM Punk was and how old such and such
LA
was.
Knight,
He's like, you're
LA Knight.
96. What are you gonna do? What are
No,
you gonna
it's
do?
like,
You're
no,
96.
you're 47. What are you gonna?
He
You're
added
40.
he added their ages together. He's like, you're 93. What are you gonna do?
No,
What are you gonna do?
no, he didn't say that. He's like, you guys are 100 years old. Combined.
Something like that. Yeah, he said it like I was like, yeah,
The,
it's
the one
Steiner math,
the
bro.
one thing I liked about it was the fact that, not that he was like Scott, but it's like it was almost like a pie bomb-ish type of promo.
Kinda.
And I feel like it's when him and Punk actually, face off in the ring and cut promos against each other. I think it's gonna be interesting, and I think there's gonna be some shooting in there. And that reminds me of how Scott was. He's more like his uncle than his dad.
The other thing though that was funny was the homage to Kurt Angle during War Games. Did you see that one?
Oh,
where
yeah.
he took off the straps and put them back on and
then
took
put
them
him
off
back
again.
on, and then took it right
But
back
he
on
does it
again.
all the time, though. He does it all the time.
Like he
He
did
did
at
at SummerSlam,
SummerSlam.
too.
And I
fucking
actually love
love
the
it,
fact that
though.
he does that. I actually love the fact that he does that because that
It's-
always gets a reaction.
It's the look on his face when he does. He's like
he'll be getting
He just goes ape shit, bro. It's the
He'll be getting a
greatest shit ever.
reaction the moment he does it. And I love it.
He's like me when I pop us in, bro. He's going crazy.
But that was the second, and I hate to say this. I'm gonna say this as much as DJ's gonna eat me up for it. That was the second greatest thing on Raw. The first greatest thing was Solo Sequoia versus Gunther.
It was actually a very good match. Very good match.
Dude.
The best part about that whole match that put me out all day was Solo hiding his thumb like it was a weapon.
Yes.
Bro, that took me out. That took me out so bad. When I saw that, like you look at Solo and you go look at Solo's career and you're like, he's just another Fatu Uso, moving up the ranks from the bloodline, stuff like that. He wasn't gonna get the shine. He wasn't gonna do that. And in the beginning, he was really rough. The weird gloves, the oversized jacket, the beginning of MFT and how goofy they looked. And now everything's like really coming into its own and he's starting to shine. Mm-hmm. And the shit he pulled on Monday Night Raw absolutely won me over.
Well, you know what I contest what you said as the second greatest. You know what I watched the entire show? I think the second greatest thing that came out of Monday Night Raw last night, tag team championship match. Low key one of these show stealers, bro. New Day as heels. New Day as heels. Look fucking amazing, bro. And then Dragon Lee and AJ go crazy. Now. Yeah, but they're starting to come into their own now, where they got their own identity. I know Grayson Waller just got added on, but it's weird. But like, they got their own identity now. It's so good.
They've been heels for a year.
So good.
Yeah,
but it hasn't stuck. It has never stuck with them.
That's still felt comedic and not real.
Exactly, bro. Because you couldn't take him serious at first. Kofi cut the mustache off. He looked like a pedophile. Boom. But now Xavier's changed he's changed the gear up. Kofi's changed the gear up. They're coming out the different mute, bro. Everything is working for them. And then Dragon Lee and AJ just look fucking good in the ring, bro.
Bro,
AJ
Oh,
still
dude,
looking
that
good,
okay.
bro.
fucking ending,
The
ending,
the
that
stomp
finish,
off the rope to the Styles
Yes.
Clash.
that was
What
fucking
was
phenomenal. That was
crazy.
phenomenal.
You know he's
I'm
done that.
telling
You know he's done that in his past,
Yeah, he did it to
right?
Ricochet.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
did
yeah.
it to Ricochet. He
Yeah,
did it to Ricochet.
it's not a
Yeah,
new
but, like-
move, but it's cool. It's very cool. But
For
it's
him
not
at
like
his
something
age to be
new.
doing it though is great though.
But
For
yeah,
him to
that
be
was
that
fucking
old,
The
still
shit,
doing
most of the shit that
shit.
he does at his
amazing.
age,
That was amazing. But
most of the
Like,
shit
that
he
was
does
so
at his
good.
age is amazing, phenomenal. At even phenomenal.
no pun intended. No pun intended. Yeah.
No pun intended. Shout out to Owen Hart.
But yeah, I honestly thought Raw was solid. I honestly think the one thing that really caught me off guard was actually the Maxine and Natalia segment.
Yo,
was like,
I
I don't know.
loved that. I loved
Yeah,
it.
that
I
caught
loved
me
it.
so off guard because honestly, to me, what I saw that was not Natalia. That was Natty fucking Neidhart. That's the one I
Bro.
want to see. Right
Bro,
now. I'm ready to tell
they're
you.
about to push Maxine to the fucking moon. They're about to push her to the moon.
Are they
Watch.
using Natalia / Natty as the push for Maxine? Is that what it really is going to be? Or are they going to literally take some older talent? Are they going to take the older talent and bury the young talent again?
No, they're gonna do
Nah.
exactly what they did with Nikki Bella and Stephanie Valcour. That's exactly what they're gonna do with it.
Kind of the thing that Natalia
And that's what I hope. That's what I hope for.
Yeah, I
like, I
think that's
really
what they're
do
gonna go
hope for
for.
that. Because, like, if you keep just burying the talent, like, because let's be realistic, we're going to go back to it. Like, if Braun Breaker loses to CM Punk,
Yes.
I don't see how that happens. Like, I don't see
I
it.
don't.
Like, you just don't see it that way. Like, you don't see certain things happening. Just like you're not going to see LA Knight beat Gunther. Like, that's not going to happen.
I know
Like,
I know this is like a fantasy booking thing. I was actually talking to a coworker of mine, and he said, "What if Gunther he comes out and like before the match starts, he gets it or LA Knight gets attacked by a surprise opponent, and the surprise opponent is Edge. What do you think? And Edge comes out and he beats Gunther.
No.
I get why Edge makes sense to be Cena's last match because of their history.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, Cena wants to push somebody over as his last match in DC.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna like as bittersweet it is, the right this is what I'm gonna actually merge the two segments together in the conversation, because I honestly believe being able to predict so much going down the road is the downfall of WWE. Like, we see that Gunther's most likely going to be the one, and they're going to bury LA Knight one more time to not give him what his true flowers are. Because the man makes money. Like, LA Knight makes money.
Slim
Like,
Jim commercials be
he
right.
goes out there.
They all make
he
money.
absolutely steals. He absolutely has the crowd worked. You know, his promos are killer every single time. There's not a bad, like, he's had goofy promos, but they're not bad promos. Like, his mic presence is good. He's been doing it for so
a few
long,
times,
even in,
though. He had a
but he knows how to rejuvenate
Yeah,
himself when he
but-
stumbles
Yeah,
down.
but he did it a lot, and I've seen a lot of his promos over the last,
you talking like his earlier, like
No,
Eli Drake.
his
no,
most
I'm
recent,
talking about
most
most
recent
recent
ones.
over the
His
last
recent ones.
year or two.
Like, I know-
he's stumbled
I
a
know
lot
the-
in promos.
I know the one, of course, on the SmackDown last year before WrestleMania when he did a little slip up, but that wasn't really him slipping up because he swallowed his damn gum.
No, but what happens
mean-
though is that when he gets in these moments, he's in so much heat of the fucking moment that, like, bro, he's losing focus and he's trying to regain it back, but he's not losing it completely where he's like disengaging the audience. Like, they're still in tune with what he's saying, even though he's stumbling and picking it back up. He's really that good on the mic.
I mean,
Really
he's
that
good on
No,
good on the mic, but I just feel like everybody like has their moments. They stutter or whatever. It happens. It happened to The Rock a bunch of times. It's happened to MJF a bunch of times. Cena a few times. But like for me, when I watched him, I feel like it's happened more often than not.
Did you see that actually? Logan Paul's shit was actually he did it on purpose to get people on the internet.
Yeah,
He's very smart. He didn't even cut a promo. That's the great part about it. He
just said, "Oh," and dropped the mic. That was like, yeah, I like that.
He's smart with it. Like
he
gets it.
He bamboozled all of us. That's what he did.
But,
what about if LA Knight just wins though and beats Gunther? I don't think it's a
That's
foregone
what
conclusion.
I would that is my guerrilla booking fantasy though. That's my fantasy book, is that LA Knight actually beats Cena, and that's the push he needs. Like
love it.
that's what that's my expectation of it, but it's not going to happen. I mean,
Yeah.
Gunther is way too hot. As much as I do not like Gunther whatsoever, he did the funny thing where he just kind of shrugged and went to Solo and was like, "I'm a bigger heel than you," and absolutely just busted his balls and
Yeah.
then pinned him, which was great. Don't get me wrong, like that right there showed character that I liked. Like that was character that I liked. That's why I really liked.
I also think that he's gonna beat LA Knight because of just how LA Knight had to beat Jey Uso. He had to beat him off a backslide. I don't think it was convincing enough, and it didn't. It looked botched almost, but like it's not convincing enough that you're gonna go in there and beat Gunther on a stage of Saturday Night's. There's no way you're not.
Yeah, and that's kind of my thing when I look at it, because I talked about it earlier with someone else. Like
Actually,
when I'm looking
that
at this,
match
how the
happens this
match
Friday.
Friday, yeah.
like I just look for how it could go when they're facing John Cena. I feel like if John Cena faces LA Knight, it's just going to be a battle of the face and the face. Where I feel like if you go with Cena and Gunther, it's going to bring a lot of those childhood memories that a lot of people had with John Cena, because Gunther's going to be the big evil that's just going to try and topple John Cena, and then he'll just go back to being the whole Superman thing, or Super Cena, people like to call it. And I feel that's what people want to try and see. They want to try and see him reach in to his inner gates and bring out the John Cena that we saw back in the day. I think that's what people want to at least try and see. I think that's why.
Ironically enough, if Gunther goes into that final match, I actually have Cena win it.
I do too.
I don't think Cena's going to put Gunther over. Gunther doesn't need it. Gunther losing to Cena doesn't hurt Gunther.
No,
he already
at
beat
all.
Goldberg. He already beat Goldberg.
And he's been world
I
champ.
think
He's over, so it doesn't matter like if he wins or
I
loses.
think Gunther's winning.
I think it would just be
but the thing is that if LA Knight goes into Saturday night's main event,
he wins.
LA Knight needs a win. Yeah,
win.
he needs. Yeah,
So
he needs that win. But if Gunther gets it, I think he's going to win. I don't think he needs the win, but I think he's going to win.
So do you think if
Gunther goes in,
goes in and Gunther wins, do you think that kind of propels him to be like the guy that wins the Rumble? Because he beat Cena, like that's going to put you in a world title category.
I personally think he should win the Rumble. I personally think LA Knight should win the Royal Rumble next year.
I'm saying Gunther, though. Gunther. I'm saying if Gunther goes in and beats Cena.
Same thing. Like if Gunther goes in,
I think whoever wins this has to win the Rumble. Like it pushes you to a new altitude.
Yeah, because it's like you can't just have a beat Cena and then that's what Solo beat Cena. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like,
but it boosted Solo's career too, though.
A little bit. I think Solo kind of being like himself, kind of silly and doing that little laugh, and I think that added to it.
Yeah, doing the fucking him. He had just been doing the fucking dance. It's just.
Yeah.
Oh, that is one word. Stop.
That's what made me like him more. It's just that shit, shit. So I think that helped too. But like, who else? Didn't other people beat Cena? Didn't Austin Theory beat Cena?
He did. WrestleMania 39.
Yeah. And how's that going?
Speaking of,
speaking of Austin Theory.
Speaking of Austin Theory,
how's that for a segue?
We're gonna go back to War Games for a hot ass second, because it all took the internet wrestling community to figure out
2 minutes
who the mystery guy was in the War Games match by looking at this man's butt cheeks.
His butt cheeks.
His butt cheeks of all things.
The IWC went,
people use I see people use AI comparisons. Like they see, this is where the internet is just, this is why I love wrestling in the 90s and not the late 2000s anymore, is because people used AI to break down the fact that was Austin Theory's ass cheeks.
Literally.
Like
they literally, it's instead of looking at his posture, but the way how he's standing, which that is how I knew it was Austin Theory, because how he stands. I've seen Austin Theory's career. I know whenever he's,
I'm gonna tell you right now,
just like that.
He's juicing.
The fact that people said that they knew Austin Theory because of his ass is absolutely insane.
Diabolical.
That man is juicing. I didn't think Austin Theory's shoulders were that fucking big. I thought he was a scrawny fuck.
Fucking gigantic.
What if
I thought that was like Carmelo Hayes, like lanky.
What if they use somebody else though? Because and I'm gonna go way back, like when they had the whole Black Scorpion thing back in the day with Ric Flair being the Black Scorpion against Sting. They used like Arn Anderson. They used different people to come out.
Somebody said it was Montez Ford.
Montez Ford could be.
I mean, it could
one of those.
literally be anybody.
Like, I feel like there has to be
honestly.
someone that's at least tall. Like, it has to be someone that I feel like that's at
Said
least
it's how he's.
tall.
They also said how he scaled the cage was it could have been one of two.
Yeah, because how fast that shit was fast, bro.
Yeah,
he
he was
scaled that
moving
bitch
pretty quick.
fast.
So if it's not theory, which most people think it is by how he looks and moved and stuff, who do you think it could be? And even if you think it's theory, where do you think it goes with
Honestly, I would want it to be Trick Williams.
Ooh.
Well, it was like you got it. Trick's too tall. Trick has a particular body shape.
We're going back on that whole Black Scorpion thing.
Yeah, I mean, technically you're right. Yeah, it could be anybody.
Trick isn't a bad choice because Trick didn't show up tonight on NXT.
He didn't.
There was no he didn't show up, and there was no mention of him.
10 minutes.
So he lost that
really
last
know
man
not as
standing
Trick
match,
is because of how tight the hood was to the head.
Also,
Trick's got a lot of hair.
But
that's the only way you can tell it's not really him.
I think it was Montez.
Also, to me, it explains how tall the person is. That's why when someone said, like, because I saw someone say Carmelo Hayes, that makes no sense because Mel's like 5'10".
Too short.
He's 5'10".
He's
too short. Yeah.
I think it's Montez Ford. And if it's not Montez Ford, I think Austin Theory joins the division somewhere down the line.
So everything they're saying,
DJ honestly thought that, like, after the War Games match, Logan wasn't going to show back up in the division. He was there on Monday Night Raw.
He felt like he was a part of it already, though. Like he was, like he joined them.
I actually like it. Like I actually like that he's actually found a spot now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I like it.
I mean, I don't entirely hate it because I don't even hate Logan Paul. I have actual respect for Logan Paul for at least being part of it. I hate Jake Paul. That's the one brother I despise.
I agree.
Don't worry about Jake Paul. Jake Paul's about to get his bricked. He's about to get knocked the fuck out.
He definitely won't be on the
Final Four podcast.
He won't be in the bricked up segment, that's for sure. Joe, we got about eight and a half left.
9 minutes. Oh no, I'm sorry, sir. You have 8 minutes and 39 seconds. Shout out to Shawnee P.
There you
go. Yeah. So I guess honestly, we actually did hit everything we wanted to talk about, which was crazy because normally we drag on a lot of things, and we even went back on stuff, which is absolutely great.
Do you want to touch on I wanted to touch on something because I had like a moment last night where, dude, I've never seen the women's tag division so loaded in my entire life. It's loaded. Like it's like, bro, that ending last night was picture fucking perfect because it showed all the women that were always in the world title scene taking a backseat from the world title scene, giving that spot to the young women, and now they're putting themselves in a mid-card tag team scene, and they're thriving.
Exactly.
Like Bailey, Lyra Valkyria, thriving. Kabuki Warriors, thriving. Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, boom. Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss. This shit is booming, bro. The tag division is on fire.
Is what I need. But
this is what we're talking about.
What I'm about to say is no shade to Rhea Ripley or Io Sky, but I needed them to move away from the main event scene.
Yes,
needed both of them because I have constantly been saying that the one thing that's really irked me the most, is that there are other women I feel like that deserve a chance that can build themselves up in the main event scene, but the ones who mostly get the bigger, gigantic spots are those two. And despite how talented both them are, they both need. I think it's just at this time you need to try and realize that sooner rather than later, if you don't build up other women on the roster, it's going to start to get repetitive. Because that's how I felt about Evolution when these two main evented. And despite how fantastic that match was, building up to it, it was pretty much just the same match how it was at WrestleMania. How it was going to be for the Raw match.
I honestly believe Raw was better than War Games. I mean, if you break it down like match card, Raw was a better show than War Games.
And the thing is, for me, I'm going back to what you said, Andre, because I actually like the fact that they went with that route of the women's tag division because of what they're doing with Liv and Stephanie. Because while Liv has been women's champion, she doesn't get the same big spots as Rhea and Io does. She only was in a tag team match at WrestleMania, which she's been in for damn near every WrestleMania match she's in. And I feel like that needs to change. Because either she gets the opportunity to face Stephanie at WrestleMania, or she faces Roxanne at WrestleMania in a singles match. No matter what, I just want her to have a singles match. I'm sick and tired.
I have a feeling Rhea is going to face Io at WrestleMania. Because
they did it last year, though.
No, but the thing is that Rhea's never beaten Io in singles, and that's kind of like a thing that they've been, hanging over her head. So I think That would be like a good.
I mean, they're doing the whole wrestling trope style. If you can't beat them, join them type stuff.
Type shit.
Yeah,
like maybe there could be a heel turn or something with Io or Rhea. Or, like who knows?
I mean, heel Rhea.
You never know.
Again,
I mean,
I
what
haven't
else
seen
is
that
she
in a
gonna?
while.
What else is she gonna do? Like she's kind of getting to that point where
I mean,
she needs a change.
was really
too.
Judgment Day when she was in it heel style?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah,
Was she really the heel
kinda,
in
yeah.
Judgment Day?
She was a
Yeah.
heel when Dom turned on Ray. She was
Yeah,
laughing
she
in the
smacked.
corner.
She smacked Ray, smacked Dom's sister and
Yeah.
shit.
So she was a heel and she was still real
Yeah.
popular. That actually got her more popular at that
Yeah,
time.
mommy's on top is the shit. Mommy on top is
Yeah.
the shit.
So
Yeah, but that's the
she's
thing. That's the
tagging with
thing,
Io.
and that's not. Yeah, but that's the thing though, and it actually leads to what I'm about to say as well with Jey Uso last night, with the whole crash out thing.
Shout.
I feel like this. I feel like despite the whole factor of like just because you're a heel makes you more cool, doesn't really need to try and be, because Rhea Ripley and Jey Uso, they're both extremely over with the crowd. I feel like there's really no reason to try and have them turn heel. Like if you're gonna do Rhea and Io, I don't see why you should have Rhea turn heel. I don't see why you should have Io turn heel. And Jey Uso, while I would love to see Crash Out Jey Uso right now, the crowd reaction has not changed. Yeah, in the IWC, they hate the guy, but in the crowd, it's completely different. Like I have never heard someone have like these type of reactions for any wrestler. So it's like at that point,
Daniel Bryan.
Jey Uso is just an entrance wrestler. Is all he is, in my opinion, anymore.
And he's
like,
not gonna. What else
me,
is he gonna
all
do?
He is the entrance. But that's the whole thing. Like what you're doing right now is the only thing that's getting him over is him just going out there and doing his entrance over and over and over again. But when he gets into the ring and actually fucking wrestles, it's a goddamn snooze fest.
He's like really bad. He's only good in a tag team.
Like I feel like
Jimmy is the better wrestler of the two.
Yeah.
Like I think that's an agreement.
Jimmy, I say is definitely better, and I feel like I definitely agree. I feel like Jay is better in a tag team, and when he's in singles wise, I feel like it needs to be with the perfect opponent. I feel like someone who can actually
he's had good guys. He's wrestled like top guys.
He's faced guys I feel like could give him like good matches, like the match he had with Seth Rollins, and even the match he had against Gunther on Raw, not WrestleMania. The match they had on Raw.
He wrestled his brother at Mania, and it was one of the worst matches in Mania history.
Yeah, that was terrible. That was
even
an
the shitty
example
super kick on the ramp.
Yeah, but even
he wrestled Punk. He's wrestled guys.
He gets carried. Like think about everybody you just named. It's literally them carrying him. Gunther carried him. Punk carrying him.
Everybody.
Like he gets carried.
It's hard. It's like hard to come to like fruition and like, bro, he's literally just like a gimmick. It's just a gimmick and like
it is.
And like it's over. Like not to say it's not over. It's over, but like it's
his gimmick's over. It's just him.
Like he's just being him. And again, that's no issue. And it definitely feels like he could have more success as a single star, but just mostly just being the guy that's like, as Loft like to call it, a mascot, a guy who brings in a lot of traction for just how he is. And the question, what you said with like him being carried, I can't say that same for LA Knight last night, because as much as I thought it was a solid match, LA Knight botched more than Jey Uso did.
He botched a lot.
Yeah,
very true. Very true.
Yeah. Botched like 3 or 4 moves.
2 minutes left.
Yeah,
and the thing is, like, you had two guys that were you had two guys who can completely work a crowd, but cannot like
work each other
in the ring. And the thing is like that's what makes the difference. And I'm going to leave it on a hanger because we have 2 minutes left. I'm going to leave it on a hanger. I believe that's the difference maker between WWE and AEW. Like the whole point is that like when you go to watch AEW, you're actually they have botches? Yes, but is the wrestling way more entertaining than the promos? And that answer is absolutely yes. Like WWE is an entertainment company. They're not a wrestling company. What they're out there doing is performing men-made opera, soap operas every Monday, every Friday, every Tuesday. And what they're going to do with that is they're going to draw in the crowds, millions and millions of viewers. The thing is that when you go to watch AEW, you're watching everything that you want to watch in actual wrestling. Whether it be botched crap stuff and tables not breaking, but the point is that they actually have technicality and stuff like that and doing really good things, even though they have really great promos over there too, but it's more wrestling than it is promos.
Exactly.
And with that being said, that is Gorilla Booking, man. We are out of time. DJ,
I'm about to say one more thing. Before we close out.
You got 30 seconds.
like what you just said. Get a quote from Gabe Kidd. Exactly what he said. If you like theater, go watch WWE. If you're a fat nerd and can't get any girls, go watch AEW. Now we're done.
Facts.
Oh, you got to be a
Now we
sicko to
go.
watch AEW.
Make
It's a
sure
cult.
your sicko ass likes, comments, subscribes to everything we do. Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate you. We'll catch you on the next one.